Hi there, everyone. We're back. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, season 9. Wait, no. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, season 2, episode 10. What's My Line, part 2. I'm here again with Kylan. What's up, Kylan?
What's up, guys?
Live from Chicago. He moved away from me, so.
Yep.
But what can you do? We just got done watching What's My Line, part 1. Kylan wasn't the biggest fan of that episode, were you?
No, I wasn't. I didn't really like it that much, and now I'm not. Now that I'm like have some time to let the explanation sink in on me, I still don't think I liked it that much. Even though I know what's going on now, I still feel like it was just a lot of nonsense happening the one time, and it kind of stressed me out.
All right, cool. So yeah, Kylan wasn't too into that episode. I enjoyed it. I like the different feeling that it gave this. It was kind of a different feeling episode, and I thought it was kind of cool. But let's see how they go ahead and wrap these things up in part 2, because they definitely left a lot of stuff in the air, which makes sense since it was a part 1 episode. So hopefully part 2 provides a little bit more closure and explains some stuff that's going on, like a new Slayer. What? Well, let's go ahead and get into this. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, season 2, episode 10. What's My Line, part 2. Yeah. Picking right up where we left off.
Yep.
One more time, you're the who?
I'm the Slayer. Wiggy.
You know,
Wiggy.
don't know Fido.
It's like that sun is just creeping too. The shadows move.
Right.
Oh,
Oh.
they call me Kendra. I have no last name, sir.
You say stuck in the 80s?
When are they going to reveal that Angel's locked in that cage?
I had good reason to think you were. Did I not see a kissing a vampire?
Buffy would never do that. Oh,
He said, oh.
sometimes you do that. But only with Angel.
No. He's good now.
Really?
Wow.
There you
Uh-oh.
go, friend.
Jeez.
You.
Okay, Mary Kay, time
Oh my goodness.
Why is he just standing there? Why don't they just leave?
They're
Oh,
trying
man.
to, I think.
Percepto girl, but we're not gonna get anything out of him if he's unconscious. Where's Angel?
My buddy Angel? You think I'd let him fry? Quitter.
Where'd he go?
He said he was gonna stay on the ground. Has either of you girls considered modeling? I have a friend with the camera. Strictly high-class nude work.
He said high-class nude work.
You don't
Yeah.
have to answer right away.
That was a very titillating experience.
How do you know all this? From his studies. So obviously. you
Giles
know
is
lots of
jealous.
I study because it is required. The Slayer handbook insists on it.
Who's a Slayer?
He's like,
handbook?
can we
Wait,
trade
handbook?
Slayers?
How come I don't have a handbook? Is there a t-shirt?
But the handbook would be of no use in your case.
Well, what do you mean it was?
Wow.
Yo.
That was kind of mean.
Yes. Imagine being told by your teacher that you're not smart enough for the book.
Right. Yeah, there is a textbook, but you don't need to worry about getting that.
And yet, I never forgot that I'm stuck with the numb brain to let Mr. Mutant in the house in the first place.
He looked normal.
I feel like the tension between them is just palpable.
All it took was a prospect
Oh, yeah?
makeover, and you licked his hand like a big dumb dog.
You know what?
It's just they just
I'm
dislike each other too much.
I'd rather be worm food.
Moron.
Hate you.
I hate you.
Wow.
And this music.
So
Well, I called it literally as it was happening.
Oh my god.
Wow. Sneak attack. He really did just leave her.
Take off all your clothes.
That's what I was gonna say. She should have taken off her sweater at least.
Like, really?
She still hasn't taken the sweater off.
All right, listen up and answer when I call your name. Buffy Summers?
Blicky got the stiffy got blicky drum it home 50
Yo, what?
That was crazy.
Somebody got shot in the arm.
That was crazy. Buffy Summers? Pow. Like, she just shooting in the middle of a school.
Seriously. She had another one?
Ooh. And they had another Slayer. This man always ends up in peril.
Why does she just have weapons on top of weapons?
Really?
Yeah, I'm shot, you know. Wow. I knew this. I'm the only one thing was just an attention getter. Welcome.
You know how Xander feels about Slayers.
You're a Slayer, huh?
Yeah.
I like that.
I will be of service.
Great. Good.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Why did she just address him like that?
Like that.
He's Drusilla Sire.
Man, that guy got major neck in his day.
Major neck? I didn't know they could say that on TV PG.
We need to find this church.
Oh, I guess major neck like vampire neck. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think they meant like neck how we know.
Right. I definitely did not interpret it that way.
My way. But nobody messes with my boyfriend.
You tell him, Buffy.
Slayer gang.
Do you?
Well, he did torture her, so I guess she's getting her comeuppance. Or his comeuppance. Whatever, however you use that word.
And eggs.
Yeah, I think Angel would be getting his comeuppance.
Yeah, Angel's getting his comeuppance.
Little buggy parts.
I know what it means. Dorkhead.
Dorkhead, you slash me with your words.
Your life is very different in
Yeah,
mine.
Giles is like, I'm sick of this crap too.
Right.
Yeah, I guess it is. The things we do and have.
Zoid, you're nearly decked in the bar.
You think he might help us?
I think we might make him.
Why you just making fun of her accent right in front of her? Like, dang, Buffy.
Yeah, really. She could have waited until she was gone.
Oh,
Angel's pretty smart though.
right.
Yeah,
Right, you almost got
But that's an OG sacrifice though.
Not you.
it would be.
Throw himself to the lions.
We can't stop this ritual alone.
Are you listening
You're
to
literally
me?
two Slayers.
He's a vampire.
Yeah,
He
one could go
should die.
inform Giles, the other one could go hold
Why
him
am I
down.
the only person
And even if they both hunted him down, it's like, what? Like, she said they can't do this alone. Who else do they need?
done?
Usually they wouldn't have two Slayers. Seem like they should be OP.
Ripping? You bring her here now? You said you wanted her. In the ground. Pinhead, I wanted her dead. And that's
He's
not
like, why would you
what
take her
was
right
about
to
her
where
dead or
we're
alive.
doing the ritual?
Wrong.
Giles came through with the blicky.
Blicky got the stiffy, got blicky.
Oh, Willow's even getting involved. I don't know. I mean, it feels a little unrealistic that Willow will be able to, in any form, take down any of those people.
My little pretties.
That was actually a really smart plan.
Yeah. Spike is dumb for getting distracted that easily. It's not even like he had taken Buffy down.
Really.
They wiping the dust off.
Really.
That's me favorite shirt. That's me only shirt.
That's how. So are they just assuming that all that something wooden in there just staked Spike somehow?
I feel like they just don't even care at that point. Like, I feel like they were just trying to get out of there.
Yeah, they always just seem to not care about Spike after they take him out.
Take him out, quote unquote.
Right, but not actually take him out.
Suddenly passed to wear clothes, you know that? You have the sweetest smile I've ever seen. So I'm wondering,
Aw.
do the other cookie animals feel sort of ripped like it's the hippo going?
He just threw that in there.
Mudheads.
Yeah.
I have my hippo dignity.
Dang, this guy has
Monkeys
game.
Just I mock you with my monkey pants.
I love how they bring this music in.
You talk about saying like it's a job. It's not. It's who you are.
Did you get that from your handbook?
From you.
I guess it's something I really can't fight. I'm a freak.
Not the only freak.
So I guess that was enough juice.
Yeah. That last shot just looked funny to me for some reason.
Because she was just carrying her. She was just carrying me.
Yeah, it was just something about it. Well, what were your thoughts on that one?
Well, I definitely liked it better than I liked episode part 1. It was just a little bit more like, it felt a little bit more familiar to me. Like, I feel like, I don't know. It felt like they were not like I said. It didn't. The last episode just felt like it just put me off in terms of like I felt like they kind of like changed up a lot of different things. But with this one, it felt like even I guess, and that was because I kind of had like all the context from the first episode that I needed. So I guess maybe that changed my perception of it a little bit. But I do feel like this one was a little bit more of a traditional episode in the sense that like you got that whole team up type deal. Everybody kind of gathering to rally around Buffy and everything. And I'm a little confused because I don't feel like Drusilla deserves to be back at full power. And I mean, I guess they didn't really say she's back at full power. She could just have some of her power back and like, it'd be like a 50% type deal, but like, it seemed like she was back in business.
So why don't you think she deserves it?
I mean, isn't the sire supposed to be like dead at the end of the ritual?
Well, I don't think they necessarily said that. I think they just said they like needed the sire, I guess like his blood or something for the ritual, or like for them to be, whatever they did with their hands. But they didn't necessarily say he needed to die, and even Spike said hopefully that was enough. So I guess he had reason to believe that it might work. But apparently it was enough to do something.
I mean, yeah, and I guess it did work because like they literally were it implied that like they were dead or whatever, or not even dead, but like it implied that they were like defeated, and then or like it seems like had it not worked, they wouldn't have been able to get out of that thing. Like she seemed to have like picked him up and moved all the stuff around.
Oh yeah, that's a good point because he was out and she was still sick. Yeah, they probably would have just been under there, unable to do anything. Well, yeah, I mean, the first part definitely had a big task in setting everything up, I guess. I can totally see why they made this a two-parter because they wouldn't have been able to do all this in one episode. I think that the first part is evidence of that just because, if they tried to fit all that first part into like, the first like 2 acts or something of one episode, then it really would have been a mess. So
it'd have been crazy.
Yeah, so the first one, I'm not surprised that you like this one more since, like you said, the first one did feel like just, it had a lot of different types of shots that we haven't seen on the show before and different types of locations too. So that made it feel different as well, and it just had so much it was setting up. So it definitely felt like it was doing a lot. Personally, I enjoyed it, but I can see how like, it was hard to kind of latch on to it, and like if you don't, it can definitely lose you and whatnot. Yeah. But yeah, I like this one, and I feel like together these two made for a really good story, and it furthered the mythology of the show and whatnot, and introducing a new Slayer.
Yeah, I kind of want to see an episode of just about Kendra, see what her life is like. That'd be cool, or at least have her back. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the mix.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think is going to happen with that? Do you think this will just be it for her, or do you think they might bring her back?
No, I think they'll probably bring her back. It'll probably be something similar to not like similar, but like some dark energy happening near the Hell Mountain. She's got to come back to save, or like help out. Not even save, but help out.
Yeah. Oh, and so right after, you remember last episode, Giles and Jenny broke up and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So right after that, they introduced kind of 2 new pairings of, well, obviously.
And notice how Jenny wasn't in this episode whatsoever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So, but now we got Willow and Oz, and it looks like Xander and Cordelia. Did you ever see that coming? Like other than when they were in the basement yelling at each other?
I don't know. I mean, now I won't say I saw it coming, but like it was just like I was watching it in the basement, and I was like, it seems like they're always like going back and forth with each other. It seems like there's like a lot of like, I knew something was like building up between them, like in terms of like some type of, whether it be like a mutual respect for each other, or like because sometimes that happens. Two characters that don't like each other end up being like good friends because they realize they have something in common or something like that. So I thought maybe something like that would happen. But I mean, like a relationship wasn't off the table for me, or like them being each other's love interests, or like having something like alluded to that wasn't off the table for me.
Yeah, for sure. It is one of those things that it's like when you look back, you're like, oh wow, that makes sense, because literally since the first episode of the whole series, they've been at each other's necks more than any other two characters. Like Buffy and Willow were never on Cordelia the same way Xander was. Just like just like Cordelia was not messing with them as much as she messed with Xander. Like even like just she would just walk up to Xander at random times and just say mean things to him for no reason.
Yeah, really.
So I guess it does. It makes sense once you think about that. You're like, oh yeah, that is the classic like thing. Like people in first grade do hate each other when they like each other.
They're really emotionally immature.
Right. Exactly. So what do you think this means now moving forward with Drusilla being more powerful?
Well, I think Drusilla's probably going to become like the head honcho now. I think she's going to start making more decisions. Because it seems like she has even more power than Spike. Like, seems like she's about to like really step up and really bring some ideas and like get to the bottom. I feel like she's gonna come up with a scheme that's the closest to killing the Slayer, killing Buffy better than. I think she'll be able to come up with a better scheme than Spike.
Yeah, because it seemed like Spike just always somehow messes up royally, or at least something else messes it up, and he just allows it to be messed up. Usually because he one thing about Spike, like I say, he seems to care more about like Drusilla and stuff than he cares about killing Buffy, it seems. Because he always kind of just lets it go eventually, just like Buffy lets him go. Like it's like they always care about other things more than each other.
Yeah, really. I think that's all building up though. I think it's all going to come to a head in an episode, probably the finale, and they're going to like get that big battle that we really wanted to see.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely seems that this season, it looks like they are the big bads because they've been back so many times. So you like this one better than the last one. How do you think it compares to the other things this season so far? Do you think it's like, do you think this was still like a step down, or do you think it might be a step in the right direction, or?
It's a step in a direction that I won't say I guess it's a decent direction for the show, but I guess I wouldn't say it's necessarily the direction that I would like to see the show going. Like, I mean, there are a few other things, but I mean. So
is there anything? Well, I don't mean to cut you off, but is there anything like specific about this when you say this isn't the direction you would want to see the show going? Like, is that like from the things that are happening story wise, or from like a storytelling, pacing, production standpoint?
I don't know. I guess I think we would kind of like, because we had discussed like they're trying out new ways to tell stories, or like how they're unfolding each story on each episode. I feel like this is another example of that, but like I just didn't like how they did it. Like I would have rather it have been just a traditional like a season 1 2-parter as opposed to how they did it like this. And when I say how I did it like this, I guess I mean like when, like I said, all the different stories kind of intermeshing together. For me, it kind of felt like there were a lot of different layers on top of each other. Some that I guess I get the Slayer. I guess I get the Slayer thing, but like at the same time, I feel like, was that really necessary to bring up like right now in lieu of like all that stuff? And then I feel like, I mean, the bug, the bug guy that forced him to kiss, like other than like showing like Xander and Cordelia's relationship, I feel like there was really no need for that to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
because I mean, he was one of the assassins. I'm pretty sure you did catch that.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, he was one of the assassins. That's why he was at Buffy's house. And he said, "Are there any other women here?" or something like that.
I don't know. I still felt like the main purpose of his specific. I don't know. I felt like it was specifically to see just Cordelia and Xander, their relationship flourish.
Yeah, I mean I guess that definitely did end up serving. I guess they all served a purpose in a way. Like I mean, that was kind of from a narrative standpoint. His purpose was to trap Xander and Cordelia down there. The other guy's purpose was to alert Angel to their presence and also Buffy and Angel probably would have had that ice rink moment either way that Kendra saw, but that might have influenced them to just start kissing in the middle of the ice rink even more. And then of course Kendra being introduced at least provided them that that bait and switch opportunity to to make it seem like she was one of the assassins, but then she turns out to not be. And then the other assassin I guess was that police officer in the school and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, with all the straps.
I thought that was so funny, like when she just pulled.
Yeah, she really just had like 3 or 4 guns at her.
Yeah, she just kept on pulling more out. That was hilarious. But
is it Buffy?
What you say?
What's Buffy's last name?
Summers.
Buffy Summers.
Yeah, made it through the winter. Now we about to see some Buffy Summers. Huh? What you say?
Oh, that was a good one. Buffy Summers. That's me.
That's so Raven. But anyway, I mean, and it did make sense, I guess, that Kendra came. I mean, I can see how maybe you would think this wasn't the right time to introduce her. I didn't personally mind it. I felt like it was a good time because it felt like the stakes were somewhat high this time around, and it was helpful to have another Slayer there. But I guess it was. I do think it was cool how they
stakes.
Oh yeah, stakes.
Stakes.
No fun. The stakes were high. No pun intended. And I do think that since Buffy died at the end of season 1, it's really cool that they sort of paid it off like this and actually made it mean something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I just would have rather them introduce it on a Monster of the Week.
Interesting. All right, well, that's going to do it for that episode. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about this one and just, these last 2 episodes as a whole. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And that'll be it. We'll see you all on another video.
Welcome to the hellmouth where there's no escaping. You gotta keep it real cause it ain't no faking. Mean streets, so I always keep that stake on me. Pull it out in case a vamp tryna prey on me. Make no assumptions. Sunnydale Shug, run up on them at the wrong time, you will get dusted. Trust it.